Hey everyone, this is episode 2 of the Enchantment series that we're doing for fun. I got a mug for the house, but it works for the Enchantment series. Oh, it's all like wet because I just poured water all over it. Isn't it cute? It's very enchanting. It reminds me of like a little magical creature, like a little dragon. Kangen water. I just have Kangen water in here. I haven't had Kangen water in 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. And we just got it hooked up in the house, so I'm so happy because I noticed like when I stopped drinking the Kangen water, I got like these dark circles, light. So it goes away when I drink the Kangen water because it's just heavy metals from not so great water. So this is episode 2 of the Enchantment series, and I want to talk about the shadow side of enchantment because we're seeing it, we're living it, we're witnessing it, and it's something really important that we should be able to recognize, re-embody, realign, and go forth in our magic. And it's actually so beautiful because the first episode of this enchantment series I actually recorded last year, like around the same time. Yeah, right in December. I think it was before I went to Bali, to be honest. But last year at this time, I remembered that I embodied the energy signature of the god of enchantment. And so I thought how beautiful to like launch enchantment back into the ley lines of earth, then starting the enchantment series. And I started it before I went to Bali. And then I went to Bali and it was like quantum leaps every day for 2 weeks that I think we just quantum leaped from the enchantment series. And then my video editor was like, I found this video. It's amazing. Why haven't you done another episode? And so now we're going to do another episode. And we're going to continue to do the episodes. We're going to do probably weekly episodes, maybe weekly or bi-weekly episodes, but I'm feeling weekly because we need enchantment more than ever on this planet. We need to remember the magic more than ever, and we are remembering the magic because the stuff that isn't magical is just falling apart, and we're remembering what is truly magical and enchanting. So in the first episode, you can go to our YouTube channel, Magical Soul Ministry, or just on my page. I have it shared on my page. But you can go to my YouTube channel, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can watch the first episode. We basically just talked about being able to see the miracles in every single thing that you do, and literally putting on your rose-colored glasses per se, and being able to see the miracles even in the darkest of times. So I think that's so relevant. Even though it was recorded last year, I think it's so relevant now. So now that we activated being able to see the miracles all the time, in that episode, this episode, I want to activate being able to recognize shadow aspects of enchantment and bringing it back and re-embodied into our full sovereign divinity. And what I mean by that is, if you haven't seen the post I just posted, I talked about that our heart and our brain can sometimes become divided in certain situations. Not all the time and not everyone. The post that I just posted about was how the head and the heart can become divided at times. Especially at times when we're going through a collective quantum leap. And as you know, on December 21st, the age of Aquarius finally dawns. I say finally because I feel like it's been a long 10,000 years in the age of Pisces. Have we been in the age of Pisces for 10,000 years? Is it consistently 10,000 years? That's something an astrologer would be able to answer for us. So if you are one, bring us some answers. But we're entering the age of Aquarius, and the age of Aquarius is that beautiful golden age of miracles. I call it the golden age of miracles because it's going to be like that. And this is when we'll be able to dawn the gods once again. And when I say we'll be able to dawn the gods once again, we'll be able to re-embody our godly energy signature that we've come to re-embody here on earth. And back to the head and the heart being divided at times, what I meant by that, and a lot of people are responding to that post because they're feeling it too. So let me know if you're feeling this as well. It felt super important. The last few months, it felt very important to share the truth of what's happening during current events. And we obviously know what current events I'm talking about. There's literally only like 2 big current events happening in the world right now. And it felt very needed to share about the truth behind it. The manipulation, the illusions, all of that. And just this week, maybe last week, but this week it's been very strong guidance to completely put all of that, like, show people the truth on hold. And I'm saying hold very loosely because it's shifting from sharing the truth in manipulated false light ways that many of us were doing and being kind of sunken in to do, but it was necessary for us to come to this part of our journey. We're shifting from sharing false light to sharing divine light again. And that's the shadow aspect of everything, really, is false light and divine light, but everything is light. It's all lessons, it's all light, it's all divinely orchestrated. Just like the picture of the guy about to jump off the cliff and there's a hand about to catch him, but the cliff is God, the man about to jump is God, the hand is God, the person that's about to like push him off is God. That's everything. Like, false light is still the divine. We need to recognize that and understand that. So false light isn't something that we need to fear. It's something that we create within ourselves through our alchemy that gives us very, very strong, important lessons. And I feel the current events happening, and I'm saying current events so we don't get shadow banned. Because if you say certain words, they don't like that. So current events, what was happening was that a lot of us were sharing up all the false light entities, you know, political figures, the 1%ers, things, other agendas that were happening. We were all sharing that because we thought it was necessary, and it was. Because we created this false light for us to learn from it and for us to rise from it. I am not denying and saying it's all fake. We all, you know, made it up, but we created it. We created it to remember more of our divinity. That's why there's no need to fear it. So any mandatory whatevers and any false light threats of whatevers, it's not something we need to fear or even worry about. It's something that we can witness and just ask ourselves, if this is still in my reality, where does it still exist within me? Why is this coming into my reality? Because the shadow aspect of enchantment, that false light, is propelling you into an accelerated journey. That's why so many people are waking up this year, because they created contracts with themselves that they were going to rapidly wake up this year at an accelerated pace for the dawn of the age of Aquarius. A lot of people took that contract because to ascend and to awaken at such an accelerated pace that all of us are doing this year, whether you know you're half in the door, half out, fully in divinity, whatever you're doing with your life, we can all agree that it's been an accelerated time. And That's because we came to Earth with the agenda to activate our God divinity once again. What better way to activate our God divinity by accelerating our journey and being able to do what should take, like when we look at our past lives, enlightenment took thousands of years and multiple incarnations in order to ascend and become an ascended master. When we look at time now, there is no time limit. Like, it does not take multiple lifetimes. It does not take thousands of years. It is literally happening instantaneously. I know a lot of people who've reached out to me this year saying people have had like Kundalini awakenings where within 24 hours they have reached that state of like pure enlightenment in their genome, because they'd chosen to do that. And the only reason that was able to happen was because we created false light entities to trigger us into that. It's just like when we think of chemistry, and if you hate chemistry, just like hold on for 2 seconds, because I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's divine science. It truly is. It's alchemy. Let's call it alchemy. So when we're looking at alchemy, sometimes we need a solvent, sometimes we need an element that irritates the solution to cause a reaction. Does that make sense? Sometimes we need to add something into the pot to create a reaction for the solution to change states. That's exactly what is happening right now. We are the solution. We are like this divine human solution, and our higher self is like the alchemist or the chemist. And our higher self is like, well, nothing's really happening here, but if I add this element of false light and shadow aspects, I'm going to trigger a huge reaction, and the state of the solution, the state of us, is going to shift. It's going to rise back into its divinity, because it's going to realize this irritation that I'm putting into the solution isn't true. It's just something we're adding to the mix to come back to our divinity. I like using that analogy because it takes away the fear and the worry of it when we're like, oh, we're just divine chemists. Like, you can just, every time you see like a mandatory whatever, anytime you see anything that is like, oh, this is bad, this is really bad, I'm scared. I feel you, but kind of zoom out for a second and be like, I'm a divine chemist. Why am I adding this irritation into my solution right now? Why is my higher self, why is the divine adding this irritation into my solution? And you can get the clarity around that if you want. It's really powerful to get the clarity around that, but at the same time, you're in it. So it doesn't matter if we add magnesium or, you know, heavy metals or Agent Orange poisoning to irritate the solution. It's going to happen. The reaction is going to happen regardless. So what I mean by the reaction is going to happen regardless is the divine is orchestrating everything. The divine is orchestrating everything. The light has already won. And I put that in quotations because there is no winning. This isn't a war on humanity. This is a divinely orchestrated plan for us to become masters a lot faster than we have in the past. So the shadow aspects of enchantment is just us creating these false lights and people on earth embodying false lights for us to ascend much quicker. That's the whole part of this journey. Earth is a mystery school. We came to Earth to be a part of this mystery school. We came to Earth to witness all of this. Remember, when you come to Earth, think of you coming to Earth as like an interview process. When you come to Earth, you go through an interview with the Divine Council, many high councils. You basically go to your Dragon Tribe Council and decide who's coming to this planet out of your Dragon Tribe. Then you go to the High Council of the Milky Way, because this solar system is within the Milky Way. And then from there, you're going to go to the High Council of this solar system, where they're going to choose what planet you're going to. Obviously, your heart was set on Earth because you arrived here. And then from there, you're going to go to the High Council of Gaia, where she's going to direct you to where on Earth are you going to be placed. Just like when you go to a school interview or a job interview, they ask you your strengths, they ask you your weaknesses, they ask you what is your vision, where do you see yourself in 10 years, what would you like to get out of this, what's your end goal. That's exactly what happens when we come to Earth. We go through all these interview processes so that we are put in the most perfect place for our awakening, for our ascension, and for our mastery. Everything was divinely orchestrated. It wasn't a mistake that you were born into that family, grew up in that place, moved here, had a relationship with that person, maybe moved on with that person, bought a house here, moved here, traveled here. It was all in the soul book of you. The soul book of the universe has everyone's divine plan laid out. Yes, timelines are always changing. So when we're looking at the quantum, timelines are always changing, but the universe is always rearranging in the eye of the creator for you to always have the best outcome. And this is why we cannot ignore those false lights and those false entities and these experiences that we're creating, is because they are huge acceleration tools. And when we just look at them as that, you completely take the power out of it. And we're all in this together, because whether you are a not so great politician, whether you are a not so great person who wants to poison people, you are still also on this planet. Like, those people are also on this planet to do this journey. And I do remind people that if you have very strong feelings about certain individuals because of what they choose to do in their life, remember that you have also chosen that. That's because you can see it. You cannot see something you are not. So when you see human trafficking, when you see mandatory whatever, when you see it, it's because you've done it and you've experienced it. That's why we're able to see it. And it makes me think of so many people when they're working with me, they'll be like, oh my God, I didn't see that. It's like, yes, because we had to attune you to it. And the way you attune someone to it is from them experiencing it. Think of Reiki attunements. You get attuned to Reiki by experiencing an attunement. Think about astral traveling. You get attuned to astral traveling by being introduced and experiencing astral traveling. It's like everything. You get attuned to dragons. How many people never even thought that dragons existed in this universe, and then as soon as they found me, they're like, I see dragons everywhere. That's because I was able to attune you to it. So when we can see things in the world that may not be for our highest good, it's because we've experienced that. So it's very ignorant to have really huge judgments. And I'm also telling this to myself, because I have also held very huge judgments for certain things and events and people, for that matter, but I've healed them and released them because it is ignorant for us to hold those really big judgments, because we were once them as well. And it makes me think of, I told this story before and I'm going to tell it again. It's really quick. I was in a meditation, and just this year, certain celebrities and politicians have been coming to me in visions and meditations. And the one celebrity I can think of, and I won't name names, but I was in a meditation and I was literally in my temple meditating, in my etheric temple meditating, and the dragons came in, picked me up, and took me out of my temple. They have never done that at this point. So when I first experienced that, I was like, what is going on? What is happening? They wouldn't say anything to me. They're flying me through the sky, and we go into this really dark place. It was in Hollywood. So we astral travel to this dark place in Hollywood, and I get dropped off. And I'm dropped off into a prison cell. And it was really dark and really dreary. And I'm thinking, what is going on? Like, is this a negative entity attack? What is happening? And I just heard, like, my dragons were standing beside me because they always are with me during astral travel. They were so calm. So when they're calm, I know there's nothing I need to be worried about. So I was like, okay, I'm just, gonna go with it. I look into the corner, like across from me in the prison cell, and I see this really malnourished dog. You know when an animal is like starving and malnourished? And it was curled up in the corner. And my first instinct, being a fur mother, was like, that's why they brought me here. We need to free this dog. Like, look at it, it's all chained up. It's starving. Like, I don't even think it's gonna live. And so I go over to the dog, and right away, the dog like jumps and tries to attack me. And we see it all the time in the animal kingdom. When it's a trauma response, when someone's starving, when someone's been abused, when someone isn't being treated the way they can be treated, there was this like aggressive aspect. So this dog was really aggressive. So I backed off right away, and I knew that wasn't the way to the situation. So I sat back down in my corner, and I look at my dragons, and they like nudge me to talk to the dog. So I'm like, okay, maybe we can, just like our inner child, when we're working with our inner child can feel abused and have a trauma response. But if we can just sit down and talk to it from a distance, that usually lightens the energy, and then we can have a full discussion. And so I kind of just go back, and I'm looking at this dog, and I'm like, are you okay? Can I get you anything? And just kind of bringing some energy in. I'm anchoring all this golden light. And all of a sudden, the image of the celebrity flashed into my mind. And then I looked at the dog closer because I was like, what are you trying to say about this? And it was her. And so she was showing me that inside of her mind, inside of her heart, she was this chained up, malnourished, starving, aggressive, terrified dog. And that just brought a wave of emotion over me, because someone who I judged very harshly for what they were doing and decided to do on this planet regarding children, I judged very harshly. And then in that moment, I just like started crying, because I finally understood what it was actually like to live within that body after doing those decisions. And so she also began to show me everything she's done. And she was like, I just want to end my life. I don't want to go anymore. Like, I shouldn't have done this. This was really bad. It's all collapsing. And it was just like a domino effect of emotions was pouring out of her. And I just like look at my dragons, because I didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't know, you guys just brought me here. I look at my dragons, and then they flash this image of me in a past life doing what she has decided to do. And it finally clicked that we cannot judge other for our decisions in this life, because we have done literally everything we can see. Everything that we can see it because we've done it. And we should have compassion for those people who have chosen to do those atrocities. And I'm not saying that we should congratulate them or, say it's okay, but we can accept it and have compassion. Acceptance doesn't mean agreeance. We can accept something without agreeing in it. And we can have compassion for someone without agreeing with what they did or what they continue to do. And it was in that moment that I finally realized this year that it is not our duty to judge. And it is not our duty to look at these people in high places and tell them what they should or should not be doing. They're playing their role in the divine orchestration. And we're playing our role by just witnessing and doing what we can and anchoring in our energy and remembering our sovereign divinity and doing our purpose and staying in that zero still point and learning and remembering as much as we can. We're doing it. It's all happening. And I feel like this episode is really good for anyone feeling tired or frustrated with the circumstances, because that was me a few weeks ago. I was so tired and frustrated. I was angry. I was confused. I was questioning why all of this was happening. Like, should there not be more people awake? Should there not be more people doing this, doing that? Should this happen? Should that happen? And I'm judging the situation, and the divine was just like, my love, stop judging the situation. Moment to moment, anchor in your purpose, do what feels good, focus on the enchantment, focus on the light of your soul, and witness. You can witness the false entity. You can smell bullshit from like miles away. That's okay. Doesn't mean you need to embody it, doesn't mean you need to go chasing after it, but you can witness it. And even with these people who have done these atrocities, you can see them and you can say, you know what? I have compassion for you. I love you. Thank you for playing your role in this divine orchestration. I accept you for who you are. I don't agree with what you did, but I am going to keep doing my work. Just as they're going to keep doing their work, they're on this earth to remember their divinity just as much as we are. And I don't want to say they have it harder, because no one has it harder or easier, but that's a big role to play. Like, to be a politician, to be in the monarchy, to be in the 1%er underground happenings, that's a big role to play. And then to come full circle back to your divinity from that role, that's a big role. And I do have compassion for them, because we've all done it. We've all done it. We all know what it's like. You can do a past life regression and see where you fit in that journey. And if you haven't done it, you will do it. But if you can see it, you've done it. And we're seeing a lot of celebrities seeing it now because they've done it. And now they're coming back to their sovereign divinity, and it's really beautiful. So that's what I wanted to say about that. As you know, December 13th, we're having our $13 masterclass for Superhuman, where we'll be talking about how to activate your superhuman abilities to anchor in your sovereign divinity and divine light even more. We have a holistic nutritionist. We have a alchemist. We have myself, an oracular activist, and we also have a master dream weaver speaking in that series. And of course, on December 22nd, we have Messiah, which I'm really excited for. Messiah is a masterclass that I personally am running on our online school. It's $22, and it is going to, there's a whole bunch of things. You're going to get direct revelations from the dragons of Christ, from Jesus, Yeshua, as well as the high council of Venus and other very high vibrational beings that are anchoring in love back to the planet and activating our Messiah capabilities. The theme around Messiah is really powerful. It's embodying your service to humanity while humanity serves you. And Messiah came to me in a very powerful vision. Jesus showed me that he served humanity with every breath he took, and therefore humanity served him with every breath he took. Humanity was always helping him with this, helping him with that, spreading this message, doing this for him. And it was all in that exchange. And Messiah is really powerful. And the reason why we're doing it is because there's a lot of light workers out there, and there's a lot of forefront light warriors that are doing the work, and they are feeling tired and frustrated and not feeling like they're getting the same amount of energy that they're putting out to this planet. So we're changing that, because everyone who is anchoring in their purpose, everyone who's sharing their word in a big and a good way, everyone who's doing everything they possibly can for humanity, for themselves, in whatever situation, in whatever way, modality, embodiment, whatever that looks like to you, we deserve, it's our birthright to have humanity serve us as we serve humanity. And so that's what Messiah is about. We're going to be doing a bunch of DNA clearing. We're going to be clearing receiving for nothing, so that you feel comfortable receiving for nothing, because that's what it's going to feel like. We are going to be clearing guilt around receiving, because a lot of light workers feel kind of guilty and shame around receiving. as well as we're going to be doing this really big, we're going to do a few more clears. I have it all channeled, but we're going to do this really big activation called the Sacred Heart activation. And we're basically going to be activating your sacred heart, which is a chakra that radiates outside of your actual heart. We're going to be activating it with the medicine and the power of moldavite. So I do have moldavite that is specifically going to be used for that activation. It has not been opened or taken out of its case until that night, because it is specifically attuned for this activation. If you've never worked with moldavite, we call it the kryptonite. We at Magical Soul Ministry, we jokingly call it kryptonite because it is the medicine that activates your heart to be like the superhuman response, to be that superhuman that receives. And it's $22 happening on December 22nd. You can message me for the link. After I'm done here, I'll put the link in the comments and return any messages if anyone messages me. It'll be happening at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and there's of course a lifetime replay as well as a live Q&A at the end and a live ongoing messaging board as well on our online school. So if you are watching the replay, your questions still get answered by me. The one last thing that's really amazing is I have 4 more spots for the incubator, which is a 3-month to 6-month journey. So you can choose the time, 3 to 6 month journey, one-on-one work, unlimited sessions. So if you choose 3 months to 6 months, you get one-on-one work for that, unlimited one-on-one work for that time at a set price, which is really amazing. So that is also a really good option for this year. A lot of people are wanting to get support transitioning into the new year, as well as they want to start having support in the new year throughout the year of change, because 2021 is the year of change. So the incubator is to completely support you in what you need. That means it's a range for all people. I get this message all the time. Am I at the level for the incubator? The incubator is for you. It molds to you. So if you're just starting out in your purpose, if you don't even know what your purpose is, if you've been doing your purpose for a while now full time, and it doesn't matter, it's all here. It's all here for you. It's quantum leaps. It's 24/7 access to one-on-one messaging with me, 24/7 access to booking with me. It's really good. So you can message me for that link as well, or you can just put in the comments. I'll put the link in the comments. And you can book a discovery call or apply to that. And what else? Yes, for the month of December, we're doing DNA clearing for $111, which is basically half off. So DNA clearing is exactly what we're going to be doing in Messiah. So a lot of people are pairing up DNA clearing with Messiah. I will tell you this, if you want DNA clearing and you've purchased Messiah, I will take $22 off of the DNA clearing and you can get it for that price. If you want to do DNA clearing and haven't purchased Messiah, I will gift you Messiah for DNA clearing. So just to reiterate, if you're in Messiah and want extra one-on-one DNA clearing, I will give you a discount code for $22 off. So you get Messiah for free and you get your DNA as well. Because Messiah, we're gonna do 5 DNA clears and 1 huge Sacred Heart activation. The 1 hour DNA clearing session is gonna be doing as many clears as we can in 1 hour with a replay video to help you integrate. If you wanna do Messiah and wanna do DNA clearing, haven't signed up for either, message me for the link. I'll also post it in the comments, but as soon as you purchase the 111 DNA clearing, I'll just add you into Messiah as a gift because they correlate together and they're going to be a huge rocket ship ascension technology tool that you can have for this journey. And I'm going to head off. But if anyone has any questions at any time, message me. My inbox is always open. If you are watching the replay and you have any questions, make sure you tag me at Ali Smith so I can answer them, so I can see them. And there's a lot happening this December because we are taking advantage of the Age of Aquarius portal being opened come the 21st, because we are going on a rocket ship to heaven. It's gonna be good. Heaven on earth. We're not gonna leave our bodies just yet. Okay, I love you guys so much. I will see you when you're in front of me. Don't forget to love this, share it, tag a friend, and I will see you for the next episode of the Enchantment series. Bye.